This is the history of the English language in 3 minutes. Let me tell you something about the English language nobody teaches you in school. The English language is a migration story, a record of movement, conquest, collision, and exchange. Before English, before German or French or Latin, there was Proto-Indo-European, a language spoken somewhere near the Black Sea or Eurasian steppe. It's the ancestor of most European languages and many South Asian ones, including Persian, Latin, Greek, Celtic languages. Words like mother, father, brother all come from there, and it would have sounded something like this. This means the origins of the English language begins far from Britain, and as people migrated, one branch became Proto-Germanic, spoken in Denmark, northern Germany, and southern Sweden. And this is where English gets its backbone: water, house, hand. The consonants harden, vowels shift, and the sound starts to resemble what we now recognize across German, Dutch, and Scandinavian languages. And it would have sounded something like this. So English is now forming, but it still hasn't touched Britain. Old English arrives when the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes invade Britain. And this version of English is almost completely unintelligible and unrecognizable to us today. And it would have sounded something like this. Old English absorbs Celtic languages, Latin from early Christianity, and Norse from Viking settlements. Words we still use today come from here: strong, bread, work, life. English becomes a German-Norse hybrid. Everything changes in 1066 with the Norman conquest. Suddenly, the ruling classes speak French, and for nearly 300 years, English is the language of ordinary people, and French is a language of law, power, courts, and literature. And it would have sounded something like this.
Smooth and utterance, we may with much facility.
Middle English becomes a collision of Germanic grammar and French vocabulary. And from 1500 to 1700 AD, the printing press standardizes spelling, grammar simplifies, and Latin and Greek flood into the language. And then Shakespeare enters the chat, inventing or popularizing over 1,700 new words. And it would have sounded something like this.
Not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments.
English becomes global, not because Britain is special, but because Britain is beginning its empire. And from the 1700s onwards, modern British now starts to form. English becomes one of the most hybrid global languages ever. So when someone talks about pure English, when far-right groups claim ownership over the language, when politicians sell nostalgia for a Britain that never existed, history laughs.